You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Yo, what up, yo? It is about that freaking time. What is Moose melting down here? Okay, there we go, alright. Technical difficulties. Moose playing with his headphones, getting things ready. I hope you guys are ready, Rebels. It is another edition of DSR2, and plenty to get into. NBA All-Star. The NHL has found a new home, and no, it has nothing to do with the bubble and the COVID or none of that stuff. And this day last year, pretty much, a lot of meat on that bone. And XFL, CFL got a little inter-promotional thing going. Well, we might clarify all that and more on this edition of DSR2, so buckle up, Rebels. Without further ado, let's do the do that we do at DSR2. I am Scrappy, and here is your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Chuchani the Moose.
Hey, we're back here for another edition of DSR2. Yes, it is the 1-year anniversary of the shutdown.
The day sports stood still.
But it's a glorious Wednesday here in the D. We hit the mid-60s in March. It's wonderful. It was a little cloudy, a little breezy, but who cares? It was mid-60s.
That is sauna weather. It was
and
super
by Monday,
warm.
it's going to be mid-30s.
Yeah, son of a bitch. Welcome to Michigan.
Up, down, what the hell? Well, we got lots here to talk about. As we said, we'll kind of break down our year in a review of what happened exactly a year ago. And during this show, 52 weeks ago, right now, everything basically was starting. We did it on. It was breaking down life. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Moose, I got the you know how Facebook does the memories. Yes, and so it showed us I think it was 9 years ago in the 2 studios ago. 9 years ago, it was you, Nate, and Jimmy Z doing the show, and I was sitting in the producer chair, and all these shows that we've done over the years, that one was just the most surreal thing ever, especially now, a year later, understanding the gravity of that day that we didn't probably at that moment.
Yeah.
We could go back to the tape and
we didn't think it was all right, this will get wrapped up here by fall, we'll be all through it. No.
Yeah, we thought, a couple of months of this thing, and they'll do, and we'll do whatever they want, we'll shut down, and we'll do whatever in a couple of months, this thing will... No. And then we're like, okay, 6 months, maybe it'll pass. Oh, no. Oh, all we got to do is hang out till we can get a vaccine. That takes how long? Oh, shit. No. Now it's a year later.
It may be by fall of this year.
Right. Yeah, to be real, I mean, the only reason I got my vaccine is because of my proximity to the hospitals and frontline situations. And they're rolling it out, and the percentages are moving up slowly, and things, they're going to start... This is the good thing. This is where positive stuff's going to start happening, and you're going to see it in sports, right? The Super Bowl had catch. You're going to see most of the baseball MLB stadiums. There's going to be maybe 8 or 9 teams that are going to say no, but everybody else is going to have people in the stands, and so there's going to start, and you're going to see the CDC start saying, okay, if you've been vaccinated, you can do this. You can do that, and people are going to go, oh, I can do this and do that if I'm vaccinated? Okay, and then more people are going to go and get vaccinated.
Right.
Hopefully, in this time, politics aside, because we don't want to do too much of that here, but once the money and the rollout really starts to get momentum, then we'll be all right, because Johnson & Johnson's going to have their shot, and we're going to have multiple vaccines, and then once the regular folks can get it, which we're talking... Me and you are pretty consistent and pretty realistic about this since we've gotten the science back that we feel. It'll be fallish before it starts, starting to turn the corner where we can do more stuff. And I'm telling you, I'm ready. I got my shot. I told the old lady in the family to go ahead as soon as they can get their shots. Let's get them. Because I want to travel, and when it comes to domestic, it won't be an issue. But if you want to travel internationally, or go to or go on cruises, or do things like that in the foreseeable future, you're gonna have to be fucking vaccinated, and that ain't gonna be an America thing. Don't get all mad and throw your politics. That's gonna be other country thing.
Right.
They're gonna be like,
to have your vaccination
yeah, they're like,
I got vaccinated.
yeah. If you want to come in here and you want to get on this thing and do this stuff, and there's gonna be privileges to that. So I think that you're going to start seeing that, and that's a promising thing. Like, over the next, it'll start going quickly. Like, once people start getting these shots, it'll go quick. Like, every week or two, they'll start loosening up guidelines because, because things are happening. So it's just a matter of that going down. So I really think we're going to start seeing that this summer. You're going to start getting back to normalcy. Some people are going to start getting vaccinations, and you're going to start seeing sports looking more like they used to be a little bit. And that's going to be a positive feeling that we need to take and go. But a year ago, we didn't see the gravity of that situation. And 6 months ago, it didn't feel like there was any light at the end of the tunnel. So now, full circle, it's like we can get there now. Can we get there? We can do it.
We can get there.
We can do it. We can do it. We just got to do it together.
They're starting to get around 2 million vaccinations a day, which is now it's starting to ramp up here. And then once we get to 3 and 4 million vaccinations a day, then you'll start seeing this sucker go along pretty quickly.
Right. And once, and then once certain more industries and regular people, whether it be entertainment industries and then regular folks, all start getting the shots and vaccinations, it'll change the game a lot, and we'll start to see things get back to normal. But when we sat here, Moose, and all that stuff was going down, it was just so wild. It was like, oh, yeah, they canceled this. Oh, no, remember the call over the PA of due to unforeseen circumstances, this game has been
canceled.
Yes, you guys are all safe, but you need to leave in an orderly fashion. And
that was Utah. Was it in Utah, Denver?
Yeah, I believe so.
Because Rudy Gobert, remember he mocked.
Yeah, he mocked that shit.
He mocked it. He's touching all the microphones.
Oh my gosh!
And all of a sudden, positive.
That's so crazy, dude. It's just.
And even he said, "Holy crap! I was totally wrong. I'm sorry."
Yeah. Oh, that was a. Yep. Well, think what doesn't age well. Remember LeBron? Oh, we ain't playing no games with no fans in the stands.
Yep.
Remember that shit?
Uh-huh.
I mean, a lot of us at that time, all of us, most of us thought this can't be that bad. The definition of a pandemic just means it's everywhere. Well, the flu's everywhere. It's a pandemic.
Yeah. By the end of the show, pretty much every college game,
March Madness got shut down.
The conference.
The conference championships. Yeah,
were shut down. I'm like, all right, March Madness is done.
Yep.
I mean, by the end, we haven't finished the show. We're like, all right. Guess we're not having March Madness.
Yeah, it was like,
so we'll have to figure something else to talk about.
Right. Oh my gosh. And talk about a wild ride. And our summer off was weird, and sports came back.
Wasn't a summer off because the hockey and basketball got going again in the summertime in the bubbles.
Yes, they had the bubble things going on. It was just such a wild time, and sports has just been, it's been like all over the place in this time. So to me, it's just. It's weird, man. It's almost, what's going to be, what's crazy about this whole thing? Normal will be weird.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Normal will be weird. Like, if we get to start, when you get to go to the baseball game and then sit at the restaurant, you get some food, go to the baseball game, get a giant beer and a pretzel or whatever crazy food you like at the thing, and then you can go, dude, that's going to be. When I can go to the comedy club and then hit the piano bar on the way home, that's going to feel weird. And we talked about it early in the pandemic when they finally let us get back into restaurants for the first time.
Yeah.
And I was like, and they had screens up and they had tables separated and everybody's wearing masks and all this crazy stuff. And I was like, that's the most normal thing I had done in months. That's a testimony to how crazy it's been just when you look at it from a microcosm of just daily stuff, not thinking of the the global aspect and all the craziness that is a pandemic. Just looking at it through the tunnel vision of
Yes.
day-to-day life, it's just so crazy. I can see why we have a mental health issue, because when you start thinking outside just that tunnel vision of like the overwhelming everything that went along with this pandemic, I mean, this has been like a nightmare for a lot of people. So any kind of normalcy will be good. So I'm hoping we'll start seeing that this summer, and then in the fall we'll be in our new normal, whatever that is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're not going to go back to what it was pre-pandemic. I'd like to think we don't. I'd like to think that we're smart enough that when it comes to next time something comes through here, we don't have to go through this shit again, right?
I hope so.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think
because the old normal was to just do whatever we wanted to do, and it would just go away, right? And it didn't work. And the old normal made this last a really long time. And so the new normal going forward is going to be, there's a potential pandemic. Let's all start doing preventative things now to prevent it from getting to pandemic level, right? And so, I would like to think that the new normal going forward would be smarter, right? We don't have to necessarily, just because we did Neanderthal things, 100 million years ago, doesn't mean we need to do Neanderthal things now.
Right.
So, you always want things to get better. So, I believe that there will be a new normal going forward. Hopefully, it's as close to the old normal as we had, but just smarter, right?
Yeah, I think that's what it is basically going to be smarter, and I think we're going to err more so on the side of caution than basically before.
I would like to hope so, yeah.
And again, you know what? Again, people on there, again, all griping at, again, mask work.
Yeah. I mean, when you really look at the gravity of everything, and let's just...
the plus side is with everybody wearing the masks is this flu season was freaking non-existent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's how we know they work.
Yeah.
Because we've been trying forever to stop the, we can't stop the flu for shit. Yeah, we can. We're just too stubborn ass motherfuckers to wear the shit.
Wow, this year everybody wore masks and made social distancing and washed their hands and used hand sanitizer.
Right.
Guess what? The flu season was like...
Yeah, the flu was like, what'd we do? What'd we do? We didn't do nothing to you guys.
Come on.
We've been just hanging around, not really doing a whole lot. All you did is get a little sniffles and maybe a day or two down. We weren't doing nothing. We weren't killing you. Jeez, now you're doing that too.
Man, make it personal.
Yeah. So, but that's what's so funny about the whole situation. If you really, really think about it, all the things that we probably should be doing anyway, we just kind of refuse to do.
Yeah. Now maybe we'll start doing those things.
Well, it's one of those things where we're gonna have to at some point in time. There's too many of us in too small of a place that we can get away with,
right?
Being like that. That's the reason why pandemics become pandemics, because we've made this world small. When you couldn't just get on a plane and be on the other side of the planet in 12 hours,
right?
This shit didn't happen.
No.
Because you couldn't do it.
No.
Now you can do it. So we've made the world small, and the population has exploded, and that's going to recede now because you have a generation that's not popping kids like the boomers did. But
right.
there's still a lot of us here, and that's how this is gonna be. Japan has been living this reality for how fucking long?
Right.
Because they don't have anywhere to go. They're all on top of each other. So if one guy gets cooties, we all get fucking cooties. I don't want your cooties.
I'm gonna wear a mask.
I'm gonna wear a mask. You can watch shit from the 80s, and people in the crowds 60% are masked. You know what I mean? It's so. It has nothing to do with nothing. It's just kind of being smart about it. So I'd like to think that we've learned a little something, and maybe we'll be a little bit smarter about stuff going forward. And we could do preventative things, so it doesn't have to be so out of hand.
Yes.
And I think that I'm hoping that's what we're gonna see the positive stuff coming, and that we've learned from this, and hopefully going forward we won't have such a debacle when it comes to this kind of thing. But but like I said, that day, man, it's still, out of all the shows we've done hundreds and hundreds of shows, Moose.
That was the most surreal.
That was the most surreal show that we ever did. was just like that, and even more so when you think about how this last year has been. Guys, we're all over the social media, Facebook, YouTube, Studio 57 Radio. Hit us up. Tune in, Stitcher, Spreaker, the whole nine. Studio57radio.com as well. And we've got a text line for you, too. 313-307-5340. Get in on the conversation. Where were you when the world of sports shut down? Like, how were you feeling? What was going on? Like, did you feel, were you on the same boat with us? We're having that conversation. Also, your highlight of sports in this crazy time, because when it was all said and done, really the NBA bubble was very entertaining.
Yes.
When it was all said and done, it took a while to get to the conference finals where things really started to heat up and those rounds and all that stuff, but they gave us a good quality of product once they settled in. And when all that stuff was crazy and it was so nuts, I really think that and hockey really pulled us through.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I think in the hockey bubble, how the quality of what hockey was going on.
Right.
I mean, it would have been better if we could watch it because we know what to look for. But I mean, we don't have to worry about that now because hockey's on ESPN, baby, next year.
Jeez. No. Stop blowing the horn for the mothership. That shit pisses me off. Those assholes stiffed everybody. They stiff their talent. They stiff everybody. They give all their money to the NBA and go, oops, that didn't work out. Ditch the NHL. Act like it's, we don't cover the product. It doesn't exist. That's the way we're going to be about the whole thing. We don't do anything NHL related. Only Barry Melrose is like the only hockey guy we have. He can barely speak. He's 400 years old. And you want, now all of a sudden, you buy the rights back because you've got shit for ratings. You're trying anything. And now you want to, now we're going to get hockey jammed down our throat by the mothership like we did soccer and all these other sports that nobody fucking watches in this country on that kind of level where it should be jammed down your fucking throat. Like, yes, do we watch hockey in this country? Yes. Is there a lot of fans? Yes. But there's not enough to where it should be, on top plays and the lead stories and all that. No, stop it. And
let me have my little bit of happiness there.
No, it makes me mad, the hypocrisy of the fucking mothership and their monopoly on sports and sports contract. I mean, fuck all of them. Fuck them. Watch TSN. Wait, it's the same company. It's just Canadian. I watch Sportsnet.
Bring back Gary Thorne and Bill Clement, baby.
No, I just it's just a bit of a silly rant, but I just think
because Doc Emmerich ain't coming back. He's retired. He's enjoy your retirement, and I hope you have a long and happy life still at age 72. On there. But yeah, bring back Gary Thorne. He's out of a job. The Orioles let him go. Gary Thorne, Bill Clement.
I'm happy to have hockey back on television.
We'll get to hear
so
all
more
the time
accessible. Now
the hockey NHL Tonight Man theme. Da, 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 da.
No, if
and I want to hear the damn.
If hockey's getting more exposure, if hockey's getting more exposure, I can't be mad. Nope. But it's just like the ESPN pisses me off. They anger my soul. They anger my soul. The way they do business, it makes me pee fire.
If I get to see hockey on a regular basis, I'm happy.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
I don't mean to rain on your parade, but it makes me a little bit, at least a little happy.
No, I don't mean to rain on your parade. ESPN really, it really grinds my gears. The way they handle business.
Also, too, is Dak Prescott got paid
like a mother.
$123 million guaranteed.
Oh my God! That contract is non-existent for any other position in the history ever. If that's a wide receiver with that injury, there's no guarantee of anything.
No.
There's no contract that big. That's redonkulous, dude. You know what? He was only 2-3 that season before he got his before his leg exploded.
Was terrible,
dude. Your Zeke's contract is just as bad.
Oh yeah,
dude. They're gonna be a shitstorm. Yeah. It's a dumpster fire.
6-10, 8, maybe 9-7.
Oh, dude. And what's Dak going to do? He's still going to be running for his goddamn life.
Because the offensive line is old
and
and crippled.
they're not going to be able to get nobody else in there, and they're not going to be able to pay anybody. You're going to have to better hope they draft tackles and guards and shit good.
Yeah.
I mean, or you're fucked. Oh, my God.
He got paid.
You got paid, though.
Did you hear Levante David renewed with the Tampa Bay?
No.
Gordon, it's a 2-year, $25 million deal. But it's really not a 2-year; it's a 5-year, and they're going to basically the last 3 years are voidable. So that means is they can give them that big signing bonus and then stretch it out over the 5 years, and after 2 years, cut them.
Wow.
So
Nice.
it's like blatant fraud.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. It's like Tampa is like going, oh look, we're going to give them this 2-year, for 5-year with 3 years voidable. And we can stretch that all out. Because, again, the salary cap came out today, or this morning, 182.5. It dropped $16 million.
Yes. They were waiting on that, and they didn't let them. They were like, no, your franchise tag deadline.
They're allowing something now where you can borrow against future salary caps, because next year it's probably going to go through the roof because the new TV deals come due.
Sure, right.
So it'll go from like 182 to like 220.
Right.
But we will allow you to borrow that for like teams like New Orleans, Pittsburgh.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you drop it on them and you have the whole franchise tag deadline and all that shit all butted up against it like that, and you're not going to budge, then yeah, you got to have some flexibility somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, all you're doing if you don't is crippling your own company, because you want these teams to perform. You don't want them to go out there and shit the bed. You don't want to have 2 6-10 teams in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you'll get a 6-10 team in the.
Oh no, but you don't want to. You want to add. You want to add another one? I mean, because that's what you're asking
the
for.
NFC East is going to be hot garbage
Again. Oh my God. The NFC least. They're gonna have nothing.
The whole. I mean, they should just break that division up.
It's just blow it up.
Blow it up.
Where do you put them all? You got to just separate them because they're so bad.
Dallas, you're going in the West.
Well, see, if you do that, then they're always going to be at the bottom. They'll never. At least now they're just like they can be bottom feeders against each other for the most part.
So we got that.
And then
I mean, Cat's getting waived. I mean, salary caps on there. Plus side is our Detroit Lions decided, well, we're not going to franchise Galladay or Ore. Just say, yeah, we're going to suck. But we're not going to pony up and give a $20 million to a receiver.
Well, this is the whole.
At least they're smart enough on that.
I like that they're fiscally responsible, because it doesn't make sense to do that if you're going to make any kind of attempt to like do something with this team, because you got to build a team, right? You can't just like this isn't like soak up all the money, right? Yeah. This is not the name of the game. It's not, okay, you have X million dollars, let's just like put all that money into places and that's not how this works. You want to actually build something, so you can't just start handing out money to hand out money. It's not like a government contract where like if you don't spend that money you won't get it again next year. Like this is the same.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You gotta be sensible about how you do this. So, I mean, that's cool if they're going to be fiscally responsible. I mean, that's fine. That doesn't equal good.
No,
that doesn't equal anything other than
terrible next year. And at least it's like they're acknowledging that yes, this is like tear down to the rafters type rebuild.
Right, and we did that with your boy Schwartz, and that equated to.
Well, we were so terrible. We were only 16, so there's nowhere to go but up. But this is one where it's at least on the. I at least acknowledge, at least they're not, because I don't think the previous regime would have done that.
Right.
So we'll see what happens. Again, does that mean they're going to draft well? I don't know, but at least they're another step, or at least it's the right direction.
Right.
But we still don't know what they're going to do. We don't know who they're going to sign. We know they're going to be terrible.
Right.
We know the bloodletting's just started.
Yep.
Trust me, they're going to be terrible.
Oh yeah.
But at least they're acknowledging, we're going to be terrible.
Well, and everybody's kind of gone through that. The Jets have been through it. Miami's been through it. Jacksonville's been through it. Yeah. Jacksonville almost got to a Super Bowl.
A couple years? Yeah. 3 years ago?
Yeah. So, but I mean, it hasn't really translated into long-term success.
No.
So that's going to be like really the ultimate thing, and that's why when everybody starts drinking the Kool-Aid here in Detroit about the Lions, I just laugh because even if they do all those things that everybody wants, to tear it to the rafters, understand what it is, draft, build up, tank for high draft picks, blah, 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 blah. Those methods have not led to long-term success in any organization. That's just not how it's done. If you look at teams that have long-term success, it's consistency, it's reliability, it's quality hires from the get-go, and they stay with those cats for a long time. I mean, New England, Pittsburgh, all these teams that win over and over, even when you look at St. Louis and Seattle and some of these other places, that they're all long-tenured coaching staff. It's all got quarterbacks that have been there for a minute. All those teams that are perennially in it all the time, that's what they have in common. They didn't tear it down to the rafters and to bare naked and then get these and then draft the top quarterback. And no, they didn't do it that way. Most of them got their quarterbacks in the second round or later even,
Right.
and they're getting value for their money, and they're building a team correctly. But the most important is that they have that consistency in the message and what they're doing, and everywhere across the board, from the front office down to the fucking janitor. And they don't do it here in Detroit.
Well, I think the one thing we'll see, and again, I'm still out in the fence. We'll see what they do on there, but the previous general manager just could not have an eye for talent.
Right.
I mean, he just didn't address. Our linebackers were like the most worst.
Sure.
On it, and they acknowledge that. I mean, now they say is we need to get linebackers that can actually our Affleck can cover it. We'll see if they can do it on it. But yeah. They're not going to address the quarterback situation this year because I think they're going to trade down. I really do. But the key is, what can they get for the trade
down? Right, I believe it too. They should if they can get value.
The is not giving a receiver $20 million a year, because this year there's a lot of receivers out there free agency wise, and this is probably one of the most loaded classes coming in the draft in linebacker and wide receiver.
Right.
I mean, you look on there, if you really look at the draft, go. There's a lot of good receivers.
I'm all about draft equity.
But don't draft a wide receiver at number 7.
Right.
Fuck that.
Yeah. Well, my whole thing is if
you can't get one of your quarterbacks, trade down and go from there.
If you can get what you're looking for wherever you move, I'm all for it. Like if you can find that guy that is worthy of the 7th pick, that's going to have that impact on your team like that the 7th pick should have, then go for it. If not, then I want draft equity because I want the best value. It's like it's like I could sell the car for $300. I can get a trade in for $300, or I can sell it for $500. I'm going to make more money parting it out. Whatever. There's always ways to do better, and I'd like to see them do better, but I don't know. And it's the same thing with Dallas fans and what they're going to see. There's not going to be any. What are they going to do? At least Detroit fans don't have to deal with that.
Right. We don't have a freaking albatross for contracts.
Right. You know what I mean? And so that's
good. We'll look at that on there, but we see. I mean, I'm interested to see who. Again, maybe they'll sign a linebacker or something. They're talking about signing a couple key guys that are from winning teams. Hopefully, they'll change the winning culture. So we'll see on there. But again, it's least if they would have gave him the franchise tag, I would have been thrilled. I'm like, but if they would have gave him like a 4-year. $80 million deal, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, right.
At least they have listen, great, go ahead. We'll take the 3rd round next year. That gives us 2/3, and we'll just go from there.
Right.
So, but the other cats out there, and again, Aaron Jones not getting the franchise tag with Green Bay. They're talking about trying to get a long-term deal.
Green Bay doesn't pay anybody.
No, Aaron Jones is going to the Dolphins.
Right. I mean, I'm
if
sorry.
I'm the Dolphins, I'd go Aaron Jones.
Sure. Why not?
Because what it does, gives Tua another weapon.
Well, and you need to give Tua the best possible scenario.
A guy that can run for 1,500 yards and 10 to 15 touchdowns a year.
Yeah.
Dude,
you just got to give. With a guy like Tua, I just feel like you have to give him as many weapons as possible. You need to protect him from an offensive line standpoint. I mean, he can be successful, but you really need to build around him specifically. And yeah, I'm with you on that. So, and once again, it's one of those things where I don't know. What works for one is not going to fit. It's not
No.
the same fit for another. So, but whatever.
But yeah, Galladay, I think best place for him to go, and the team that could probably benefit from him, Baltimore.
Sure.
A big body receiver that could basically has a huge catch radius for LeVar Jackson. That's the bonus because again,
Yeah.
you got these 160-pound speedsters that basically are brittle on there.
He'd definitely be a difference maker there, without a doubt. Sure.
That'd be the smartest move on him. Poor Allen Robinson gets franchised in Chicago. He doesn't want to be there. They still franchise him.
Dude, that's the thing about the franchise tag, and they were, and a lot of people had this conversation because this is the good thing about the franchise tag, right? When they do that, you basically make what the top 3 people make in your profession at your position, right? So, like, if you were Moose, if your company franchised you and you made the average of the top 3 in your field, you'd be a happy motherfucker. You'd sign that 1-year deal and be happier than fucking shit.
I want the long-term deal, but pay me.
But I'll take that money.
Kirk Cousins laughed all the way to $60+ million.
Right, but that's a rarity. I mean, and a lot of these guys don't get that second franchise tag. And then at that point it gets hairy and you get moved around, and these guys just want that 4-year deal. But what cracks me up about all these NFL contracts is almost all of them are voidable. The only thing that matters in any of this stuff is the guaranteed money.
Right.
The signing bonus and your guaranteed money. That's all that matters. I want a signing bonus up front. This is for my autograph. I get $60 million for my autograph, and then I want $120 million guaranteed before I step back on the field with my fucking bionic ankle.
Yep.
And look what it got. And you know what that's going to do? Dak's deal is going to set the table for a lot of these guys. Because I'm telling you what, if Dak's making that kind of fucking money off that busted ass motherfucking leg, and I'm any other quarterback in the league that's top 10, and I got a deal coming up, I'm not playing for anything less than what he got.
Right. You would imagine what Justin Herbert's going to get when his rookie deal's up.
Dude, isn't some of these other guys up too yet?
Mahomes just did that 10-year.
Yeah, he did the long-term deal, but I thought,
Sean
Watson is
Sean did it, but he's got voidable after next year.
right.
That's what they basically is like he's like
He could just, dude, he could sit out a year and then get that kind of money.
right. That's what he says. I'm not playing for you, dude. They're stuck because they think they're going to get traded. They may not. People are like, fuck that. I'm not giving you 3 number 1s.
The way this league is, he could sit out a year and still get that money from somebody next year.
I will not play for you on your, and other teams are like saying, no, I'm not giving you 3 number 1s.
Right.
No way. I'm not hampering my franchise for 10 years because you guys fucked up a generational type quarterback.
All right. That's crazy. That's pretty
Again,
wild.
what is Seattle? I mean, is Seattle so busted up? I mean, are they going to trade Russell? Or are they going to? I mean, if it's basically a rip between Russell and Pete Carroll, and basically you get one to have to go, tell Carroll bye.
I think that whole ripple over there is more just. I just don't see how you get there. Well, he ain't going anywhere this year, or whatever next season. He'll be there next season. But after that, I guess you got to weigh that option out. But I mean, do you really get rid of Pete Carroll? I mean, that's the most stable that organization's been in a while with him there. And I mean, I know he's not great, but like
he's getting up there too. He's like going to be 70 this
Sure.
year.
But I mean, do you want?
Of course, he doesn't look 70.
Right, but if Russell, dude, you see what happened in Philly. What if that doesn't solve the problem?
Their problem was it was such a dysfunctional line, and it's not getting any better because the owner just said, "Oh yeah, Jalen Hurts our quarterback. We don't want any competition."
Right.
How is that going to get any time? An owner
He shouldn't say anything, but that's a Jerry Jones move right there.
We'll get Jeffrey Lewis
God.
a piece of garbage. I mean, come on. He got lucky. He won a Super Bowl Philly, but remember, this is the same freaking clown that basically owned the Montreal Expos, ran them into the ground because he knew they're going to move them to Washington, and they basically gave him a boatload of money for that team, and then he bought the Marlins and ran them into the ground too, and fleeced the damn city out of getting a newer stadium, and basically took a franchise that he paid for like $110 for, and got $1.5 billion or something ridiculous for.
So
That was
crazy.
a piece of garbage.
So crazy.
I mean, he had the best team, and with '94, that Expos team was the best team in baseball, and he basically just traded everybody off. I mean, you had Pedro and Randy Johnson and Vladdy, Larry Walker.
Right.
I mean, serious.
Yeah. I don't know.
How they get, and it got screwed because of that strike. They couldn't play on there, and they basically traded everybody off.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I think it's just hard when these players are going to come and go, and you're going to have issues, and I don't know. It's hard to. NBA is a little bit different.
Yes.
The players they have a little bit more.
We got Blake Griffin getting bought out here, and now he's re-signed with the Nets, and of course.
Well, that's the same thing.
Fans think, oh yeah, it's gonna be Blake from like 7 years ago. No, it's not.
No.
And again, I don't hate Blake because I love what he could have bitched and pouted and whined.
Right,
and
sure.
And he worked his ass off. It's just his body portrayed him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, he's just a 12-5 guy. That's it.
Right.
That's what he is.
But again, I can't blame him.
Right.
He
Well,
didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. No, I ain't
He
mad
did
at him.
everything right.
Yeah. No,
It
he
just-
wasn't an ass. He wasn't. Yeah. It's just the organization paid way too much money to bring that over.
Right.
It wasn't worth it. So that's why nobody picked him up. You couldn't trade him. Couldn't get nothing for him. Do nothing with him. And then he went there and we knew that was going to happen. We just were joking and thought it would be like one of the LA teams.
Now they're talking to San Antonio's looking to part ways with LaMarcus Aldridge. Where does he go?
Yeah, right.
Who needs the West?
Who needs a big man in case someone can't play all their game? I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, he stayed in the West. Just gonna go a little farther out.
Yep.
And actually, that for the Lakers, that'd be a smarter move than going if they would have went after Blake.
Oh, sure.
Because at least LaMarcus has still got something left in the tank.
Well, ultimately, playing big is what they're lacking if they want to do something over there in LA, right? Like the biggest concern would be AD wouldn't be available in that you already have a guy in LeBron who can play the 5 as a small, you know what I mean? A small ball
Right.
5, and that's essentially all you get out of Blake is he's a small ball 5. So what the fuck does that do? It doesn't help them. I just thought because of lack of availability, resources, whatever, that might be something that he might do is land over there because you get him for dirt cheap and there's not a whole lot of options for them, and maybe it's depth.
Yeah, Brooklyn paid Blake, I think, $1.2 million for the rest of the year.
So I think it'll work out for Brooklyn, I think. And we talked about it last week, the way they've come together. We were surprised that it's come together for them so quickly, and it's going to be a.
James Harden bought into being the
Oh yeah, dude, he's the facilitator, man. He moves that fucking rock around, and then when he's got to carry it, he can turn it on. And then when you got, I mean, let's be real, Kevin Durant, when he's healthy, is the baddest player in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, LeBron has got more longevity and been there longer, but in the current state of affairs, if he's on the floor healthy, he's the baddest dude in the league.
Because he does everything.
Right. And then you've got, whether you like Kyrie's nutty fucking weird ass attitude or not, dude, he's got the sickest handle in the league.
Right.
I mean, dude, his dribble and cross, all that. So you're taking all those dynamics, and if you can get them all to work together like a well-oiled machine, they're going to be a tough out.
Yeah. They have to be the odds-on favorite to win it all right now.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, I think, yeah, sure. Right now, if you had to look at a Vegas standpoint, I'm sure that they're looking at that. It's them and the Lakers in the finals, and
So we need to see a Toronto like Utah series.
Well, that's the thing, man. Utah's people are sleeping on it. It's still nobody talking about Utah.
Talking about Utah. Again, nobody even talked about the All-Star game. Why? Because
dude, yes, they did. This is what they said about the All-Star game. The dunk contest, garbage. The skills competition is dumb. Why do we even have it? And the 3-point
Steph
shooting.
Curry's a bad man.
Yeah, and Steph Curry's just does what he does.
He's down there. It's like, oh, you gotta get 27, and he's like, also, it's like, oh, wait, I gotta hit. Pull. And it's like, okay, he's getting the last thing. I'm like, all of a sudden, they're even watching, going, oh shit.
It's like, is this a work?
It's not fair. You can't play anymore in this.
Yes. feel like this is staged. How'd you do that?
But yeah, Lakers are currently third, and we got Phoenix and Utah.
Yeah. Yeah, I still think no matter what, when you look at the playoff situation, I still think LA is going to be favored
Yes.
in the West from a 7-game standpoint, and that's pretty disrespectful to those two teams being up there and working that hard. But I think that's how Vegas is going to look at that. And you know, LA, LeBron, they all know, like, it's not about being the number 1 seed per se. It's about being healthy, playing right at the right time, and getting the right matchups. So I don't think that they're stressing so much.
You don't want to peak too early.
No.
Peak at the right time. Be up. Don't be there.
Well.
So we got, let's see, college. We got some conference tourneys going on.
Oh, shit.
Right now.
College. It's all about the fucking. You thought the Mighty Zags were going down, did you? They haven't lost in a year on the calendar, and the last time it was BYU, and guess who's in the house?
Yeah, we're up by 11.
And look at this. They're up by a dozen or so at one point.
It doesn't have time, and all of a sudden here it comes on second half. Gonzaga's here. Oh, my God.
Yes.
11-0 run. Tied.
Not even close, guys. I mean, I know they only play in the WCC, but it's not even close right now the way they're playing.
They're sick.
Yeah.
They're the best team out there.
Yeah.
There's, I don't get it. People say, oh, it's them and Baylor. No. There's Gonzaga.
And everybody else. Yep.
Then you got
you got Baylor and Michigan.
Baylor, Michigan, Illinois.
Yeah, all right.
But,
yeah. No.
Michigan, we'll see. We still don't know what's going on with the Brooks there. We know he's in a walking boot. He's got that ankle. I mean, just get through this. Hopefully he'll be back in time for next week, and we'll see what happens there. On it. State, Sparty going, oh, look, we beat them. Oh, and they're all laughing. I'm like, dude, Michigan had nothing to play for, man, last Sunday.
Right.
They already had the Big Ten wrapped up. They played the starters, but the starters really weren't putting it to the middle. Because, again, look at what they did to you on Thursday.
Right.
Oh, it's tight, it's tight, it's tight. Oh, yeah. Boom.
Boom, yeah.
Goes from 5 points to 11 points. All of a sudden, it's like up to 26 points. And you're like, well, they won by 19. That wasn't even that close.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
That game could have easily been 30-point win.
Yep.
They're going to have Jawan wiping his ass on, basically wiggling his ass in front of them and all that.
So, yeah, I know. I mean, if you watch that game, but I don't know. It's just.
Minnesota's beat Northwestern. Let's see right now. Washington is losing to Utah. Rice and Marshall. It's a tight game. Rice is up by 4. Texas A&M's losing to Vanderbilt. Ooh. New Mexico is beating that's in the Mountain West. Are up by 1 against Fresno State. Fairfield not it. I mean, really, I'm not even get into that.
So.
Cornell Bucknell. I mean, come on, really.
I got my email from Karen in accounting for the bracketology this year.
Screw Karen from accounting. I don't care.
She's going to kill the office bracketology because she's going to pick jersey colors and.
I like I look at that.
I like Oregon because they got trees on their court.
I like the nickname the Zags.
Yeah.
Yeah. Montana beat Idaho. There we go.
Oh, all right. This is like in
Butler
a
beat
potato fight.
Butler beat Xavier in overtime, 70-69. Also, so we got Duke beat Louisville.
Duke is trying very hard. They have to win
They
they got to like win out, basically.
Best case scenarios is they make it to Sunday, they may get in. But if they lose tomorrow, I don't see them getting in. I guess same thing with State. They got. State may get it because their last 3 wins were against top 5 or top 10 quality teams, so they may get in because of the quality wins they've had against Ohio State, Illinois, and Michigan. But yeah, I don't think Duke's getting in.
I don't think so either. Yeah, like they got to win out, basically.
Some teams, unless they win out.
So, I don't know. They haven't been the Duke that you're used to seeing. That's a fact. Well, a lot of those teams.
Same thing with Kentucky.
Yeah, I'd say
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Out too.
Yeah, and they're in the same boat. It's like, man. But you know what team is doing what they always do? UConn women getting after it, and your girl I told you about is lighting it up. So don't sleep on the UConn ladies anymore. They're gonna do it again like they always do. And it's not even fair. I know it's just you know, people. Oh, yeah, it's just women's college basketball, but they're balling over there, and it's not even fair what UConn goes. So.
So I had some clown on Twitter.
So
Down there
Beckers is her name.
after
She's killing it.
After State beat Michigan, he's like, "Oh, look at it! Izzo is one of the top 5 coaches all time in college basketball." I'm like, "All time?" He goes, "All time." I'm like, "Dude, really?"
No,
I go,
not all time.
So basically, I said maybe. I said he's top 5 current active on there, but he's
Right.
not all time. I go, "You're gonna basically say he's better than Wooden, Dean Smith, Krzyzewski in his prime, Bobby Knight, Al McGuire? Come on, Denny Crum? Come on."
Yeah, no.
Because again, number 1 is Wooden. The dude won 9 titles in a row, and he couldn't even play freshman.
Right.
Because I mean, come on. He had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Kareem could only play. He stayed there for 4 years, but he could only play for 3 years there on it. So don't tell
Right.
me you get
Right.
the greatest. I mean, people can say about Leitner, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the greatest college player that ever played the game.
Yes.
Final 4, outstanding player of the tournament 3 times, player of the year twice. I
Yeah.
mean, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And if you put him on your Mount Rushmore of basketball players, I can't be mad at you.
No, of all time,
Yeah.
college and pro.
Right.
Dude's got 6 MVPs,
Yeah.
what, 6 titles.
Yeah. I mean, you just can't be mad at the guy. You know, I don't know what to tell
And he
you.
had the most unstoppable shot, the hook.
Oh,
the sky
dude,
hook.
that thing was amazing. And who has anything like it? Since, before,
Nobody
after,
does
ever.
anymore. The hook is like lost.
Yep. I mean, him and Karl Malone, like probably the last 2 that I remember
Yes.
kind of using the hook as a mainstay. Shaq had that baby hook for a little
baby
bit.
hook for a little bit on there. Kareem, same thing with Wilt, had a baby hook.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kareem had that, just that.
But it just feels like it stops. Yeah, that sky hook. Nobody did anything
'Cause
like
you get up
that.
there and you go,
Yeah. You can't defend it.
no,
You can't get anywhere near it.
no. Because he's doing his offhand.
Yeah.
You know, fuck.
You'd be like, you goddamn. And he's 10 feet tall, so it's like,
So that ball's sitting there 12 feet up. How the fuck am I-
yeah, you're not
I
gonna
can't jump up there and dot that or something.
Yeah, it's undefendable. You need a broom in your hand, and you still might not get it.
And don't say, "Oh, he played against midgets." Dude played for like 20 years in the
Yeah.
NBA.
Yep.
So don't say he played against midgets.
Yes. Beep, 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 beep. What was that?
We get Morse code here from
Oh,
somebody?
yeah, I don't know what that was all about. My computer updated. It's been acting weird.
So Kansas canned Les Miles and said he's fired after the report come out there that he was a big old creeper there at LSU.
Why didn't they do any research at all?
Guess who's the general manager or the AD was? The same AD that basically hired at Arkansas, Bobby Petrino. At Kansas. So,
He just he hangs out with some gnarly motherfuckers or what?
dude, how does he keep his job?
I don't know.
Dude, you again. All right, you weren't with us when you got Bobby Petrino, but we know that. But again, all we looked to who? What'd you do? Ask Bob. Ask Les. Hey, did you ever try to pick up co-eds and bring them back to your condo? Oh no. I mean, come on.
They asked him if he did anything.
They knew what they were getting into.
Yeah.
Dude, no.
They
We
asked.
all know we'll get kind of a scumbag he was here.
Suppostously, they
the
asked him.
rumors and stories.
Oh,
that
sure.
Why he didn't get the Michigan gig?
Sure. Well, and they supposedly asked him if there was any embarrassing things that could come back and bite him later, and he's oh no. Well, like who the fuck is gonna say yeah? Oh yeah, dude, I'm a fucking creeper, man.
Well, first of all,
Fuck.
he's not gonna be embarrassed.
You know, it's like jeez. It's like oh no, I'm not embarrassed at all. You guys might be, but not me.
I've got nothing.
I got no fucking shame
There
whatsoever.
ain't no shame in my game.
Ain't no shame in this moment, not a little bit. Not a little bit.
But here's the kicker: they still got to pay him an $8 million buyout. Of course, he's got no shame. Oh, I got Cam, but I got $8 million.
Yeah, I was about to say. Why should he have any shame, right?
Oh, wouldn't that have been funny? That damn thing flew.
Oh yeah, they all flew out. That would have been fucking
Get
hilarious.
fall into blade.
Yeah, jeez. Anyways,
I mean, it's insane.
it's nuts, dude.
You
Just
know, I heard it.
nuts.
I'm like, oh, the same AD that hired Bobby Petrino. I'm thinking, oh, serious.
That's funny. That's funny. I don't know why I find that funny, but it's funny. It's horrible. But, you know, that's the whole thing. Like, the more you dig into all these prominent people and all these crazy positions all over every aspect of life, the more creepy, fucking messed up people you find. Like, I don't know what to tell you. And it seems like when you get within the world of college, whether it's athletics or what academic, it doesn't matter. There's so many. I mean, how many stories have we had in collegiate sports about just creepy, pervy, crooked, grimy, slimy, whatever shit going on?
Especially in the SEC.
Well,
and it doesn't just designate to football.
No, it doesn't.
Because who else was an SEC coach and it was kind of a creep? Rick Pitino.
Yeah. It's amazing. I don't even know what to say. It's so effed up. I don't know. I don't know. Holy cow. So, but I am looking forward to March Madness. I'm kind of curious of how it'll all play out in the end. I hope it doesn't become a debacle. I hope we get through it without an issue.
I do.
Because we've been kind of proponents for putting it off a little bit and letting some of these vaccinations roll through and see if we can't have a better shot at doing this thing without messing it up. But they're going to go for it, and hopefully it plays out. Because, you know, as we said, it's the Zags and then everybody else, but there's still a lot of good basketball going on. The tournament's still going to be good. You know there's going to be upsets. And, guys, you know what? The Zags just haven't gotten it done yet. So until they get there and get it done,
Right.
You never know.
No.
You never know. Now, if you scratch them in any less than the Final Four, you're just, you know, Karen from accounting is going to be laughing all the way to the bank with her bracket. But you never know. You just never know. So, but I really expect this tournament. Well, because we didn't get one last year, this one will be great because we're jonesing for it. But I expect it to be pretty good this year. And I was telling a guy at work, remember now, make sure you advance your 11s over your 7s because that's how this tournament goes.
12 over a 5.
The 12's over a 5, yep.
Happens every year.
Yep, find the 1 or 2. I remember one year we did all 4 11s beat all 4 7s.
We'll go break it down.
That's
we
amazing.
always break down a 12 over a 5. We'll have the brackets next week when it's all set and figure out who's going to be the 12 to beat the 5 because it happens every year.
Yeah.
State right now, they got rated as the 35th best team, which means they're a 9th seed on there. If they're the worst 9th seed, it means they got to be in the same bracket as probably Gonzaga. So I don't know if they want to play Gonzaga in the second round because that's not going to be good.
All right.
This is not a very good state team. This is a terrible.
Well, no.
If Izzo
Yeah.
somehow manages to pull the miracle of miracles and gets them to the Final Four team, then yes, I'll say he's the top 5 all time.
Well,
Because
geez,
this
yeah.
is a terrible
Yeah,
state
no,
team.
yeah.
This is his worst team he's had going.
Yeah, if they get a win in the
Says he got
tournament,
everything wrong.
if they get in the tournament and they get a win, I think that's a victory at this point because they're just not a good team.
No.
So, but anyway, so we still have we could dive a little more NBA. We got plenty of NHL stuff. We'll get into the ESPN stuff too a little bit. But Canada Mike, loyal listener, sent me some stuff. So on our break,
Let's talk about what Canada
we'll get
Mike's
at
got
that. He's got that little XFL CFL coalition maybe going on here. We'll talk about that in a little bit more on the other side.
We are DSR2 Studio 57 Radio.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And the Studio 57
everybody, Scrappy here to tell you about That Radio Show. Hang with me as I break down the world of entertainment with great guests, celebrity interviews, awesome games with wonderful prizes. Also, we've got the biggest library of underground hip-hop of any station on the net. You mix in a little stand-up comedy and a text line so your voice can be heard, and you got a pretty good little show. But add listener-controlled programming? Yeah, you heard me. Listener-controlled programming, where you, the listener, can decide what makes it on the air, and now you've got the greatest show ever created. So join my show, your show, our show, the people's show, That Radio Show, each and every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, only here on Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, this is your boy Big D, here to tell you about Mark for Life Tattoos. Guys, this place is the cleanest, most laid-back studio in Metro Detroit, and the artists are top-notch. And if you're like me from the D, you need to stop in on Fridays for that D-Day and get your old English D for only $20. Not interested in tattoos? Mark for Life does body piercings. Mark for Life is located at 22533 Van Dyke in Warren, and the guys are there 7 days a week from noon to 9. So give them a call at 757-2222. That's 586-757-2222. Tell them Studio 57 sent you and get 20% off. So what are you waiting for? Call them now.
Hey everybody, Smokey here to tell you about Allstate Tire. With winter fast approaching, the most important thing between you and the road is your tires. So don't put your safety in just anybody's hands. Go to Allstate Tire. With new and quality used tires available, you can trust Allstate Tire for all your tire needs. You can visit them at 14208 9 Mile Road in Warren, or give them a call at 586-779-8759. Allstate Tire, your source for quality new and used tires.
What's happening, everybody? Scrappy here to tell you about Love and Life Club. Love and Life Club is a social networking club that's located at 19960 James Cousins. That's the Lodge Service Drive between 7 and 8 Mile Road in the D. You need to stop in for $5 Fridays for great music, food, and drinks. I personally recommend the chicken. Love and Life Club is also available for rental for bachelor parties, wedding receptions, or any party for that matter. For more information, log on to www.loveandlifeclub.com. That's loveandlifeclub.com, or call D at 313-999-2824. That's 313-999-2824. That's Love and Life Club. If you're loving life, you need to be in the club.
We are taking over this broadcast for the Ultimate Underground.
Studio 57 Radio Original. You know, when you hear that sound, you're gonna have a good time, because that's the sound of the Ultimate Underground, live concert webcast from the Detroit area. We go to the most famous, or should I say, infamous venues in the D, and bring the underground music scene from the streets to your computer like nobody else can. There's only one catch. You never know when and where the Ultimate Underground is going to take over a broadcast. So you need to stay tuned to Studio 57 Radio all day, every day, with clues on when and where the next Ultimate Underground may happen. Now there. No other station on the net is going to give you this live webcast of some of the hottest artists in the D. That's the Ultimate Underground live on your home for hip-hop, rock and metal, Studio 57 Radio, baby.
Goodbye.
Get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. Studio 57 is a 32-track digital recording studio that utilizes Cool Edit, Logic Pro, Shure, AKG, Sennheiser, Yamaha, Korg, Mackie, Boss, Ibanez, Fender, Fruity Loops, and many, many more to make your music pop. Experienced and friendly engineers make Studio 57 feel like you're home away from home. With beat creation, mixing, mastering, digital media conversion, and DJs for any event, Studio 57 Records is your one-stop shop for all your music entertainment needs. We have online bill pay and flexible payment schedules. That makes Studio 57 the place to be. For more information, visit Studio57records.com. That's www.studio57records.com or call us at 586-420-3390. That's 586-420-3390 or log on to Studio57records.com. And just remember one thing, baby. You get what you want because we got what you need. Studio 57 serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want because we got what you need. Studio 57 serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do. You're hot on the streets.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, then your radio ain't really on. Check that.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
All right, Rebels. Hour 2, baby. Mike, Jay, Joe, Jay Scars, everybody getting in on it. Let's do this thing. Text line is open. Social media is there for you. Facebook, YouTube, Studio 57 Radio. We're on TuneIn, Stitcher, Spreaker, Studio57Radio.com. Check it out. We got the text line 313-307-5340. I'll get that on the screen for you. You can get in on the conversation. The day the sports world stood still 1 year ago, that is definitely the hot topic. We still got some NHL stuff to get into. A little NBA thing we kind of haven't talked about yet. You should probably, people need to, well, we'll just get into it. I don't even know what to say about it. That and a whole lot more in the second hour. Buckle up, Rebels. It's about to do hour 2 of DSR2. I am Scrappy. Yes, Charlie the Moose.
Hey, we are back here for the second hour of DSR2 on this glorious Wednesday here in the day, mid-60s. It was wonderful outside.
It's wunderbar.
Got the grill fired up. It was great.
Yes. Well, I've had my grill fired up all year, so how about that?
Too, but it definitely fired up yesterday.
Yes.
Today, and probably going to took in tomorrow.
Yes.
On there. So we get, as we said, the 1 year anniversary of basically the end of sports. Let's do it for at least a while. And again, the surreal atmosphere of what was going on live during the show was just amazing.
Oh, it's amazing. And where we're at now still, when you look back at it, it's even more so, it's crazy.
So we got that going on. We talked a little bit about the NFL free agency coming upon us, guys getting waived and everything on there. Basically using the franchise tag. We'll talk on that.
Dak got paid.
Dak got paid big.
Big money. Big money Dak.
Freaking money there. So we'll talk
Big
about
money Dak.
We already talked about that. So let's get into a little hockey action going on. Also is Canada Mike basically sent us a little thing about a possible combo of XFL and CFL action going on.
Yeah, I guess they're in discussions on possible ways that they could benefit each other, potentially moving forward. So I'll get some of that info up here, and we'll take a look at that here shortly. But I think that has some legs there. I mean, I know the XFL was willing to kind of work with others in the past. I think that's probably your best bet, to be honest. Like, I know you don't want to, but especially in the sports landscape now, I think that might be smart. Well, I don't know. It's one of those things where I don't know what kind of financial situation either of these companies are in and what's going to be involved in that. And then, The Rock and his financial group that came in and swooped up and saved the XFL, what do they feel about the CFL's financial situations? Would the CFL even open the books to them if they were to do some kind of view? Or are you just going to hope to God that...
Are they going to go to which type of field? Are they going to do the XFL field, or are they going to do the CFL?
So there's a lot of questions.
Wider and longer.
There's a lot of...
You get the stupid only 3 downs, and then you got to punt.
Sure. Well, there's a lot of questions that go into that.
And are we going to have a third Rough Riders team?
So... But the Canadian Football League in the U.S. has just never been that popular, I don't think.
No.
But, this is here. Let me see what this XFL document is.
TSN or Channel 9 there during this late summer there, you wanted to get your football action because they started the season earlier. So it's Canada.
So this is an official XFL statement. This is on their letterhead. We got a few of them here. So, it looks like I got 4 of them here. So, let's, what should I start here? Hold on. Okay, so here you go. So, we'll start here. The Canadian Football League, CFL, and the XFL have entered into formal talks to identify potential opportunities for the leagues to collaborate, innovate, and grow the game of football. This is on their letterhead, XFL letterhead. Danny Garcia, XFL chairwoman and owner, this is a quote from her. Since we first acquired the XFL, we have focused on identifying partners who share our vision and values on and off the field. A vision filled with opportunity, innovation, and the highest level of entertainment value for the benefit of our athletes, fans, and communities. The CFL has expressed that similar sentiment, and jointly we recognize a great opportunity to build exciting, innovative football experience that make the most of each league's unique strengths. I look forward to our continued discussions, and we will update the sports community as we have more to share. Another subsequent statement from Jeff Pollock, XFL President and CEO. We are honored and excited to be in discussions with the CFL. It's clear through our early conversations that we share a passion for football, an expansive sense of responsibility, and a deep desire to create more opportunity for players and fans across North America and around the world. Blending the CFL's rich heritage with our fresh thinking and the unique reach and experience of our ownership could be transformative for the game. We look forward to learning more about what's possible together with the CFL and where our shared passion takes us. And then the final statement is the XFL's 2022 season is on hold pending the outcome of our conversations with the CFL. So this is more than just talks. Like, they're actually brainstorming. They're actually they got the think tanks going, and this sounds like they've already made the deal to work together. They're just trying to work it out.
Yes, they're trying to get dot the I's across the T's.
Just figure out what things that they could do to make everybody happy, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That. Excuse me, I'm a little parched there. Guys.
Same here.
But
it's interesting on there because, again, what rules are they going to use? Are they going to use the XFL rules, the CFL rules, size of the field?
I'd like them to take some of the hybrid, right?
Kind of combo.
Yeah, take all the good things from each one and kind of just mold it into something, right? Because we agreed when we watched this incarnation. And guys, hit us up in the text, social media, whatever, if you disagree. I think there was some things that the XFL did that was very smart, very innovative. I kind of liked that. We even joked on the show here that maybe the NFL should look at potentially some of these little things that they do. And so I think they had some really cool things in there. I think the same thing with the AAF. They had some cool little things in there. I think if you this is a good opportunity right now with the AAF being gone and collaborating with the CFL to potentially, just take they used innovative quite a bit. So why don't you truly be innovative and make a hybrid of all those rules that everybody likes, from the NFL, the AAF, the XFL, the CFL, college football.
Right.
Like, put all the best ingredients in there and make you a big old bowl of football gumbo.
Right. I like gumbo.
You know what I'm saying? I just feel like that's what that's kind of what they're telling me they want to do, right? Is that what you're hearing when I read that? I mean, I know my third grade education shined through on that read, but fucking, I mean, that's what I feel like I read.
Yeah.
So
it'd be interesting to keep an eye on what's going on there, because I know the CFL is hurting financially, especially after last year.
Well, that's kind of what I'm wondering. That's where, because, right, a good business, when you get into business with somebody else and you merge or you do a collaboration, you'd never open the books, right? Now, like, that's the smart businessman doesn't open up the books to, you make a deal and then it is what it is. So,
which is because the CFL's been around for roughly 100 years as well.
Sure, but once again, it goes back to, what kind of, where are they in their.
Let's keep the Grey Cup, because that's a pretty cool looking trophy.
That is one of the better trophies for considering.
Combo, kind of like Stanley Cup,
Well, obviously they got some influence there, being the Canadian, so. But yeah, I like it. You know what? It's funny because we love football here, American football, so much, and the fact that they could throw a little arena league stuff in there too, right? Why not? Yeah. Some of those crazy rules off the spring.
If you kick it off and it goes to the uprights, it's a point.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or no, 2 points.
Something like, I can't remember, something like that. But
again, it's
I like when they
yards.
you put a screen up, and if they miss and it bounces off the screen, you can fucking play it. Like they did in arena football.
They do in the CFL.
Yeah,
I want to recall on like especially field goals and extra points. If it misses and bounces off, you get to right it back.
I want to see that. I want to add those kind of rules in there.
I want a 55-yard wide field that's 110 yards long.
Yeah,
more offense.
Yeah, it's more wide open.
Yeah,
sure. I like it. So yeah, integrate all these excellent rules. There's my girl Thunder Rosa. We're watching. Got a little wrestling in the background here, guys, as we're talking sports. But Thunder Rosa, she's just the coolest chick ever. But that's a whole nother story. I always that's why I DVR to watch my friends, because I got a few friends on the company. So she's awesome. She's a cool chick, and she's fun to watch and whatever. But anyway, back to spots.
But yeah, I mean, it's interesting on it. And I'm interested to keep again. I would definitely recommend paying attention on it. And again, it comes in the perfect time because they may move it to start earlier in the year, because I think the CFL always started up in July sometime,
right?
And then in November, maybe they'll start it up in like May, and then just like it's the end of September.
See, spring ball has never survived, even though we want it so bad. Right. And I think it had a chance just recently, and I think this could be a thing here. We talked about it before. It's like we're on the cusp of getting something here, and there's plenty of talent out there.
Right, spring ball, and again, like the previous inclination, especially like the USFL, it was working, except on certain aspect of one certain owner decided, it's not going to work. We got to go against the NFL. No, it's a spring football league.
Right.
It's basically kind of a minor league thing, but we do have some stars there, so should have just left the damn thing alone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We let it grow organically.
Let it grow organically.
Yeah.
Go like that, like what the AFL did back in the '60s. Let it grow organically.
Right.
And again, it wasn't the merger, and of course, then when the Jets lose to the Jets beat the Baltimore Colts on there, it basically changed everything. Okay, we're now on par with you.
Right.
So,
Yep.
all I'm gonna say is
Absolutely.
I'm optimistic.
Yeah. Oh, sure. My whole thing is, I thought it was dead. Remember, we had the conversations, if the AAF goes down and then XFL and then the pandemic rolls through, I just thought this was it. Spring ball is just dead. They've tried 100 different ways from Sunday and could not fucking get it right.
Nope.
And the pandemic said, you know what? No, you thought you were going to get it, but no, it's fucking gone. And it's like, and I just thought it was done. So to have any of these talks going on right now, to have, The Rock and his wife, his ex-wife's financial group come in there, swoop up and do what they did with the XFL, and then the foresight and the forward thinking of just getting with the XFL with the CFL and trying to come up with a better game and utilize all the resources, the talent pool, the locations. I mean, think about all the teams you could kind of put together now.
Yeah.
Because each league only had a handful of teams now. Now you could have a league that could be healthy with, 12, 15, 16 teams as opposed to 8.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and you could have some really cool teams because you can have some cool Canadian locations, and then the locations we had here, I think they'd be super cool. It would remind me of hockey kind of in that respect, where you could have you go have 6 Canadian teams and 10 American teams or something like that.
One thing with football is you can have
cool.
teams down south and they'll still watch it because it's football. So
Sure.
you might want to go to non-NFL cities.
Sure, I think that's your best bet.
that
And use
have
soccer
college-
stadiums and
right.
shit.
Or you can use college stadiums.
Right.
So, lots there to go on. Again, maybe you use soccer stadiums as a thought because it's a smaller venue and you basically can fill those up. So
Well,
those are-
my whole thing is you do that. This is what
as we say, let it grow organically.
Well, this is one of those things I learned in entertainment too, right? You always want the demand to outweigh the supply, always, in any way that you can. So, for me, when we were coming up, you'd go to like Paychecks, right, or Smalls, the little bars in Hamtramck, right? And it's a small venue, but you'd go in there and you'd pack the place, and you were a god there. Right. But if you took that same crowd and went to the Emerald Theater, you'd take up like 3 tables.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And the venue's got 1,500 seats.
Right.
Like, you can't go to a 200-seat venue and pack it and then take your 200 people and go to a 1,500-seat venue. It's going to look like there's nobody there.
Right.
And then people are going to look at it and go, well, nobody's there. Nobody cares. But if they look at the venue and they go, damn, that place is fucking smashed. You can't get in there. The tickets are always sold out. You can't ever get in there, and this, that, and the other. Then organically this thing builds more and more steam, and then you move over to the next step up.
Right.
And then you sell those tickets out, and that's what you do. So then, that's what we do. We play Smalls and Paychecks and all these bars, and then all of a sudden now it's a 200-seat room, and now you need a 500-seat room. So you go to IROC and you do the 500-seat room,
right.
And now you're at the 500-seat room, and they're lined out the door there. So then you go to Emerald and St. Andrews, and you do the 1,000 and the 1,500-seat rooms. And that's how you do this.
Right.
So that it's the same thing with this.
And then when you sell those out and get them lined up out there, then you go to the Masonic.
Right. And you just keep moving on, and then you end up at Fillmore, or you go to, you can book the Palace when it was open. You could just book the Palace. My buddy, Donofrio used to book him for the fights. When he finally got his MMA fights to build up enough tickets, sale, you got to get 10,000 or something like that before they'll rent it.
Because look at all the as we said again. There's all sorts of different venues out there, but I think maybe they start with these smaller stadiums, or even some of these smaller college stadiums, like a MAC level school that's only got 30,000 seats, and you start there and you work your way up.
Yeah, exactly. And
trust me, some of these smaller schools would love to have somebody coming in there to rent it out and play
sure, absolutely.
Because again, it's not on grass anymore; everything's on field turf. So.
Oh yeah, they just bring it in and bring it out. Yeah, but. But I just think that there's always a chance here with football, and I think that if you got the right people doing it, you got the right financial backing, then you can put it together. Because when you look at all the leagues, they didn't have a problem finding talent. Like, that's not the issue. So to me, if you've got talent, then and you can find talent, then the only issue is having people in the right place and the brain trust, so to speak.
Right.
And then having the financial backing. And sports is the only thing that draws advertising dollars.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, Advertisers want sports because nobody watches sports like on DVR, so you're forced to watch the commercials.
Right.
Everybody else DVRs regular TV, so advertising, your advertising dollars spent on a sitcom just doesn't get it done.
Right.
But your advertising dollar on any sporting event, any live sporting event, you get more for your money because people don't fucking DVR games and watch them later, really. It's too hard now.
Yeah, because you can't maintain the bubble.
No, the bubble is the bubble ain't a bubble when
The bubble ain't a bubble when the bubble's done broke.
yeah, and the bubble pops because unless you leave your cell phone at home,
Copyright DSR2.
I mean, you just can't get away from
You
it.
can order your T-shirts, copy of J-Dub.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my goodness, I was, but yeah, it's just, so yeah, I just think there's a lot of potential there, right? I mean,
Yeah.
when there's advertising dollars that can be thrown out there and there's TV money to be made, I just think that there's a lot of potential there. I mean, shit, look at some of the crap they put on television. It's far from like an athletic standpoint.
Oh, yeah.
That's not really a sport per se, but like all kinds of wild shit.
So we got that on there. And then again, as we said, we'll get into some hockey here on there. Again, a passing sad note, the Canada's dad passed away on there. Walter Gretzky at the age of 82 on there. Had Parkinson's, suffered on that. So again, Canada's dad. It's like serious on there. So it is. It's really cool on that. How that really the sport of hockey is just kind of embraced as Walter Gretzky basically was like the father that out there and basically his kid and everything with Wayne and on there. So it's just sad to hear that about on there. So but yeah, it's interesting on there with hockey. And again, obviously now ESPN's signed a 7-year deal. Multi-platform, so it's going to be not just ESPN but also ABC and everything with it. So it's not just we're going to put it on ESPN Plus. It's now going to be on the Mothership, the Deuce, the Ocho,
The Ocho, yeah.
and ABC on there. So it looks like maybe we'll see what happens. But yeah, about freaking dime. But that's again. I don't know who basically killed that one. Was whether the NHL or ESPN said no, we're not interested in carrying it, or was it the ESP or the NHL said, oh, we can go somewhere else and get a better deal. But it's been 15 years of purgatory. Even though I thought NBC did a decent job there, it was still purgatory. Other than like the Winter Classic games on that, which are really cool and everything with it. So I hope they continue those, but just play those damn games at night where you don't have to worry about the damn ice melting. So have one on Lake Superior there, and I like Marquette there. Again they get that freezes over. You can smooth that ice out and play there, right by the Ore.
Sure.
The Ore Pier.
Yeah, sure. I was reading more on this XFL thing, so I didn't mean to.
No, it's all right.
There for a
Well,
second.
Edmonton's beating the hell out of Ottawa, but Ottawa's terrible. They're up 6-0. Ottawa's terrible.
They without a doubt. But that's another one too, man. Like, and just you're gonna have some people. You're gonna have the March Madness. You're gonna start having people in these games. I think baseball's gonna hit this summer, and they're gonna start having. People in we're starting to ramp up to what would be kind of more normal. So I'm super excited. I think the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs are going to be really good this year. I'm excited for the
You'll
tournament.
start seeing fans in the stands, a little limited number, except in Texas where they said, "Oh, we're opening it wide open."
That is so nuts, and they're having all kinds of inner disputes down there. So they all hate each other down there.
Yes.
So. It's not working out well. I think they're trying to sue counties and all kinds of shit.
Well, I know the
They're
whole
trying to sue the governor
and the attorney general threatened to sue the whole city of Austin.
Yeah,
because they said is mask mandate. You know what? Fuck
you. Yeah, we're keeping it.
We're keeping the mask on there. So
yeah, it's a debacle. It's a mess. It's like they're gonna have their own civil war inside their own state. Fucking goofy ass place.
Keep the lights on.
Fucking goofy ass place.
So we got that. Also, we got
your boy,
Dimwit of the Year.
Yeah, the D-Bag of the Year award
Myers
goes to
Leonard, the senator from Miami.
Myers Leonard. What kind of name is that? His first name's his last name. His last name's his first name. They're both first name, last names. Like, what? What's his middle name? He's a fucking serial killer.
David. Myers David Leonard.
That is a serial killer name. Like, I've never fucking heard one. That is the serial. That is the serial killer name of all serial killers.
It's always their middle names always seem to be David. Or some David's in there somehow. Well, Mark David Chapman, David this, and on there. So, who basically went off on an anti-Semitic rant on there. And again, there's a video on there. I think it was on TikTok or whatever on it. Basically,
it's on his Twitch channel.
Yeah. His Twitch channel.
Yeah, he does that. All those guys game on that Twitch channel, dude. And I'll show you guys. They use this little technology like we got here. Look, so now you can see us, and it's got like the background. And then you just kind of look like you're sitting in front of it, like the technology you guys can see on the screen right now. And it's super cheesy. And they sit in the bottom corner instead of us just being in the middle. And they play their games and the games behind them. And that's what he was doing. He was on his Twitch channel doing what all the gamers do. And then he just went all fucking ham, like it was the most. They bleeped it out on Jim Rome's show today. And it was like if you had to play like Eddie Murphy's like Raw on Disney Channel. It was just like beep 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 beep. Oh, hello beep. Like I heard 3 words on the whole thing, and I was like, what the hell did this guy even say? They said anti-Semitic. I was like, whatever. And then when you could read it, and then they just star out the word, then you're like, oh damn.
Yeah.
God damn, dude. You can't tell me you didn't know how that. For a guy who didn't know what that word meant, you used it pretty fucking good.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here with your lame-ass excuse on top of it all.
And, of course, we'll say it here on there, and this is not our views and whatsoever
on
there. It says, basically, it says, fucking cowards, don't fucking snipe at me, you fucking kike bitches.
That's brutal. Brutal.
So now he later apologized on an Instagram post, because they all do. He will be away from the heat indefinitely, according to the organization, while the NBA conducts an investigation. So who comes out on there is Julian Edelman.
The man. The guy's he's bigger man than I am.
He is a mensch.
Yes.
As I say, mensch.
Yes.
On there. And here's the exact tweet on there. He's on there to an open letter to Myers Leonard. An open letter to Myers Leonard. We've never met. I hope we can one day soon. I'm sure you're getting lots of criticism for what you said. Not trying to add to that. I just want to offer some perspective. I get the sense that you didn't use the word out of hate or out of ignorance. Most likely you weren't even trying to hurt anyone or even profile Jews in your comment. That's what makes it so destructive. When someone intends to be hateful, it is usually met with great resistance. Casual ignorance is harder to combat and has a greater reach, especially when you command great influence. Hate is like a virus. Even accidentally, it can spread rapidly. I'm down in Miami fairly often. Let's do a Sabbath dinner with some friends. I'll show you a fun time, J.E. Again. And he also, again, this is not the first time, too, because he also reached out to Deshaun Jackson last year, basically, and invited him to take him to the Holocaust Museum in D.C. after Deshaun Jackson's anti-Semitic.
Oh yeah, I remember when he said that shit. Wasn't it posted on like his Twitter or something?
Yeah. So he said, and that was we'll stay in touch. I think it's a healthy, and even he says it was Deshaun Jackson basically. Basically agreed on it, and he says, and Edelman says, we stayed in touch. I think it's a healthy conversation. I wanted not only to show I support my community, but I also here to help people in my league, and because we're all one.
Well, and this is okay, and I love this story, and you know me, I'm all about the storylines, right? So I love this one because it's what the fuck? Because it's okay, I love this one because it reminds me this happens in daily life, right? And if we could do this more often, it would be cool. I had the same kind of thing when I was in high school. Of course, I come from a mixed race family, and so when we were in high school, there was a guy that moved to our district from another area, and he came up in a very right wing, like racist community, and his family and friends, and like were from Germany, and they were super like, you know, just super racist, really. And so he was younger guy, but like he had some pretty like Neanderthal thoughts. And at first, you don't know, because people don't just like come out with that shit, you know, especially if they're new to an area. And so like before I knew he was having some of those things in his brain, I liked the guy. You know, he's a talented musician. We had a lot in common other than that, but I had no idea until he got more comfortable and started talking about shit. And I'm like, whoa, dude. Like, whoa, wait a minute. And so I was lucky enough to be able to have a conversation with him and be like, dude, and because I look like him, obviously that conversation was easier for him to handle. But he did. He completely, like, you know, educated himself, and he's a different man now 30 years later. And so that's what you want, right? That's how we progress as human beings. You know, you do some ignorant shit, I call you out, we listen to each other, you get educated, it's all done. We move on. Everybody benefits from something that, you know, because that's what you got to do. You've got to learn. That's the only way you can benefit from something negative, is by learning from it. And so you got to do it. And so, and it's just one of those things where you just don't see it that much. So it was nice for that to see that from some, you know, those guys, or, you know, from Edelman, I should say, to step up and do that, because it's easy to just lash back and go, you fucking idiot, fuck you, and you kiss my ass, you racist
Takes a
jack
big
wagon.
man, a big man,
right? But to come at it, you know, and not just say it. It's not lip service.
No, he will actually do it.
That's my point. Is like I was able to. I had my opportunity to be able to do that and influence somebody positively like that in my lifetime, and so, you know, that. I wish that happened more often. Like I wish I could influence more people at a positive light for whatever, you know, ignorant thought. And same for me. If I've got something out there that ain't right, I need to be educated. Shit, I've been humbled a million times in my life as far as being educated on something. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You know, it's the same thing when you look at. It doesn't matter whether it's, you know, politics, religion, or this particular situation. You know, you gotta just, you know, if we were open to having the conversation and learning from our mistakes and getting better, then we can fix it. Now, just because Edelman did all that great stuff doesn't mean this guy isn't a total clown. Because I'm sorry, what's his excuse for fucking saying that shit? Do you got that in front of us? I want to. No, they don't have it out there. Yeah,
I don't have the,
because it's
apology.
Stupid as shit. It's the dumbest shit ever. He said something like to the effect that he didn't understand what the word meant, and that he didn't mean to offend anybody.
Really,
dude? The way you were fucking throwing that shit around,
you knew exactly.
You knew what the fuck you were saying. You knew what the fuck you were saying. And where is he from? Originally.
Let's take a look.
Because I'm willing to bet that there's some kind of, you know, background there. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just trying to say, you know what I mean? Like, so don't give me that shit. Own it. Own it. You are ignorant. You don't know how stupid you fucking sound and how fucking Neanderthal that thinking is. And now you've been educated. You know, own it. That's the shit that fucking, you know, apology isn't an apology if you don't own it.
Myers Leonard was born in Woodbridge, Virginia, and went to school at University Illinois, Champaign-Urbana.
So I think he was educated enough to know what the fuck he was saying. You're telling me that university, if that university did not teach him in any way, shape, or form that shit was inappropriate, dude, our education system's horrible. What are we teaching these kids if we can't even teach them that?
Right. Well, he went to grew up in Chicago on there. But again, it goes to me saying, and on there is the University of Illinois on their Champaign-Urbana campus. It's where dumb kids from Chicago go to school.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm not trying to be, but yeah, I mean, dude, the way you threw that down there, you knew exactly.
You knew exactly what you were saying. So don't give me that shit. You came up around where people could say shit like that, and it was no big fucking deal. It just, dude, that shit flowed way too easy.
Yes.
He didn't hesitate to say that shit. It wasn't like stuttering to get it out. He didn't say it in a fit of like, he didn't have like a Tourette breakdown or something.
He spent his first 7 years at when he came in the league in Portland, and then went to Miami last year. Well, nice to throw that career down the tubes.
Well, you know,
He's only starting right now because the other guy was hurt, but now he's suspended. So he's played 3 games this season.
well, it goes right to what we always talk about. When your headache outweighs your talent, you're done.
Yeah.
When your headache outweighs your talent, you're done. So, saying dumb shit like that and act like an idiot brings headaches to the team and every other damn thing, and you don't bring anything to the team, so get the fuck out of here. And that it's just that simple.
The bullshit quota
Outweighs
talent.
your talent. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. When the headaches outweigh your talent, you're done. You're done. That's what ends your career. That's what ends your career. That's why guys like Larry Fitzgerald play forever, because they don't bring any bullshit. So even when their talent wanes, they stay, because they're because they're a team player, and they still try to produce, and they come in for affordable salary, whatever the case may be. It's just whatever. What else we got on tap after all that? I can't, but whatever. But that's the thing that pisses me off. An apology to me is not an apology if you don't own what you said.
Right.
And to say that shit that you don't, so that's why I wish I had his quotes exactly. But I do believe he just said he didn't realize like what the word really meant, and how much hate was behind it, this, that, and the other thing, dude. Then what the fuck are you talking about? So, how old are you that you walk around here using words you don't know what they mean? That's another fucking angle. That's another angle you could take with this whole fucking scenario. Dude, the last time I used words that I didn't know what they meant, I was like 3.
I knew the certain word.
No, pretend he doesn't know. No, pretend he's telling the truth. He didn't know what that word meant. Pretend that. Pretend he's that fucking dumb. No, you have to. It's like watching superhero movies. You gotta.
Then why are you using words you don't know what the hell they mean?
Who does that? I did that when I was 3. Why? Because I didn't know what words meant. So just saying words by default.
Maybe he meant to say kite, not kike.
Yes, that's it. He was gonna call him a plastic stick-driven, wind-driven.
With a like an old sheet for a tail to get up in the air.
That's it. That's what it was. He'd have been better off saying that.
He would have got suspended if he said that.
Would have been like I said kite with a T, kite.
What's this kike?
I don't even know what a kike is. I don't even know what that means.
I knew that.
Why are we saying that word? It's
basically
horrible.
like since the age of like 10.
Dude, I knew. You know what's funny about those kinds of words? That usually the first time you hear it, right?
It ain't a good word.
It ain't a good word. Like when you hear it for the first time, it makes your fucking butthole cringe. You go, that sounds real. Like you really hate somebody. It really does. Like when you hear those words for the first time, you don't ever hear them in like a happy delivery, right?
No,
like it's not surrounded by nice
if you go
things.
with various languages on there, like basically you buff and go and bite their fingers.
Yeah,
that's not good. That's not saying hi, hey bro, what's up?
Right.
I mean, okay.
Yeah. I live with an old Polish lady. She says all kinds of shit. I don't know what she's saying, but I know what she's fucking saying. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know exactly what they're doing, but I can get the gist of it.
And if she said something that was like that, I would know. You know what I'm saying? And so, dude, you can't tell me. You can't tell me that even when you heard that word heard it enough to get it in your vernacular, there's no way that your senses didn't all tingle. And if they didn't, then would you grow up on like some Nazi camp somewhere? Like, where's your moral compass come from? I'm not buying any of it, dude. Stop. Your apology is not an apology until you own what you did. and he doesn't own it, and his excuse is weak.
Yes.
Weaker than his game. Fuck. I just... So that's why he's going to be Gandhi for a minute. And potentially for, it's going to be hard. I mean, I'm sure he can get back in the league if he, repents and does all those, things. I'm sorry, I mean, I understand. I'll go to sensitivity training, and I'll do community service. I'll pay my debt to society.
The next thing he'll drop like call people putan.
Yes.
Pendejo.
Yeah, now he'll just start cussing in other languages instead. Whatever, dude. And it's not like he's got caught like with some like sniper camera action.
He was on his Twitch
The shit
channel.
he advertised.
That's the dumb thing on there. You're like, I was at a bar and I was drunk and I didn't really mean it.
Yeah.
Dude, you're on your Twitch channel and you say it.
You advertise this thing you do on your Twitch channel.
Oh my God.
You do. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what to say anymore. It just angers my soul with people. And, it's one of those things where you insult my intelligence. So when you start doing all that shit, it's like, come on, man. Don't tell me you didn't know. Don't just own it, man. Just own it.
Exactly.
Just own it.
So as we said, Duke is a #1 seed in the
Duke.
not Duke, UConn.
I was like, Duke isn't the #1 seed. Nothing.
Nothing. Not
No,
even the women's.
No.
So UConn now is
Becker's,
#1
dude.
seed.
Look at Becker's numbers, dude. Go ahead, look her up, dude. She is a bad bitch.
Oh, she is.
She's got swagger. I fucking love her, dude. Even when she talks, I'm like, and she's a freshman.
Yeah.
Dude, like that kind of star treatment is what the women's league needs.
Yeah,
She's good, man.
She's really good. She reminds me of when Sue Bird was at UConn.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
That swagger and all
I just think that right, that's what makes the NBA, right? You have these superstars, and they have this swagger to them, and then you have all these other different layers of talent, but it's driven by superstars, and superstars aren't just always. Obviously, you have to do it on the floor, but superstars have something else to them as well, right? We always talk about it, whether it be a killer instinct or a competitive edge, whatever it is, and she's got it.
Yeah.
She's got it. And so, and as a freshman, watching her and how composed she is and doing what she's been doing, and she's playing both sides of the ball, defense. I think she's averaging like 3 steals a game or something like that. It's silly. And so, like 23 points a game or something like that. I mean, she's killing it out there. And she plays every aspect of the game very, very well. I love her swagger. I love her little interviews after the game, and I'm all about it right now.
Yeah.
When it comes to so I fully expect her to go to the WNBA, which now has its first female former player owner, and I forget her name now. It was in my head and it just disappeared.
Yeah, age 19. She's Big East Player of the Year.
Yes, Becker's.
Big East Freshman of the Year.
Yes.
Big East All Freshman Team.
Yes.
Big East most outstanding player.
Yes.
Gatorade National Player of the Year in high school last year.
Yes. She's amazing. She's an outstanding young basketball player. She really is. So I'm excited for her. Hoping she stays healthy and does well and gives a good old shot to the WNBA who needs it.
Yeah.
And because, the UConn basketball doesn't need her as much as sport does. You know what I'm saying? I mean, girls UConn basketball, they just dominate all the time. But the sport for women's sports needs more girls like her.
Yes.
So as long as we don't find that she's like does crazy stuff behind the scenes that we don't know about, but we're just gonna assume that she's a fine, upstanding young citizen. And her game is off the hook. She's got handles too, man. She got handles, crossover,
Oh, yeah.
everything, dude. I just like watching her. she crossed over this one girl, and it's like, oh, dude. I hit the fadeaway jumper on her. I was like, oh, that's pretty. She, I don't want to sound sexist. It sounds really, really sexist, but she plays like a guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't want to sound sexist, but women have a different style to the way they play their game.
There are certain players, especially when going to UConn, they're like, I say,
And we talked about others, sure, but she does. She plays like, like she's just really athletic and plays like a guy would.
yes.
And I don't want to sound sexist, but that's kind of, girls have always had a different kind of formula to the way they play a little bit, it feels like. And
she's up for the national
she just
player
plays.
of the year.
She's
too, as
really
well,
good.
so.
She's fun to watch. She's got everything. I think for me, it's the swagger that she's got that makes her feel like a guy, right? Most of the women are more humble, and she is fairly humble, but she's got that swagger to her that you kind of see more out of the guys than the girls. I think the girls tend to not be as
She led,
outward with it.
19.8 points per game, 6.2 assists per game, 2.4 steals per game,
Right.
50 3-pointers, and led the team in minutes played at 36.1 minutes per game.
Yeah.
And she set the program single game assist record with 14 against Butler on Saturday.
Yeah.
Means that she did even better than Sue Bird there. Holy shit!
Yes, I'm telling you, man. I told you about her when she came in. Her first, I said, this freshman coming to UConn, watch her.
Yeah.
I said it weeks
and
ago.
UConn's loaded. Too.
Weeks ago, yeah, they are. They're blowing cats away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even close.
No.
They're just gonna win like 123 games in a row because these guys. She's a freshman. These girls are gonna play probably another year or two.
Talk about we always joke about it on it again because it's women basketball, but again, the UConn women's program is like a dynasty that.
It's the dynasty that ends all dynasties, isn't it?
Because it's been going on as long as Gino's been there.
Yeah.
We're going on 30 years he's been there.
That's crazy. We always talk about the 20-year dynasty of the Patriots or whatever, and that's a long time.
Yeah.
But
this is college because it's
30?
like every 4 years.
And college is way harder because the
Yeah.
turnover is so much fucking.
But Gino's got. Again, he's happy just being the women's coach.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's never wanted to. Yeah.
Again, UConn would have loved him on there, but now I think you was at Bobby Hurley's now coaching the men's there. So.
Right. But
As they say, Bobby fucking Hurley.
Bobby fucking Hurley.
So we'll look on that. On it, we were talking. I was talking earlier today too. Is about like Michigan possibly number one seed. I said, and Joanna said, what happens? What would have happened if Kevin Garnett came that second year of the Fab Five and played at Michigan and did go pro
Jesus.
to Minnesota there?
Jeez.
He would have played probably the 3. Weber playing the 4. Jawan playing the 5. Jackson playing the 2, and then Jalen playing the 1. They would have destroyed.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, Garnett to that squad.
Again, it never happened.
No.
Yeah, okay, it didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't
The
happen.
problem is, I saw it.
Yeah, that's the problem. I
watched
watched it. Yeah, I saw it. It happened. You can't pretend like something didn't happen just because you don't like it. But yeah, that was a shame though how that ended.
Yeah, not only did the BYU lose to Gonzaga men's, but they lost on a buzzer beater to Gonzaga in the women's.
Ain't that about a bitch?
Freaking Mormons can't compete with Gonzaga, baby.
I'm telling you. Well, you know what? We always think of Gonzaga because, like, the crazy nickname, and they're in the WCC and da-da-da-da-da. But if they win a championship, dude, they've been consistent for quite a long time.
Yes.
And they need to be in the consideration with some of these top blue bloods that are out here.
They are, for a basketball guy, they're blue blood.
Right. Well,
you're gonna
I
say
think a lot of people still think of them as a mid-major.
I'm sorry, but maybe 15 years ago, but dude, they're getting to the championship. They're getting to, like, Elite Eights and Final Fours on a regular basis.
No, I agree with you. I just feel like from a national standpoint, that's the way people look at it.
Yeah.
They still see them as that Cinderella, right?
Yeah.
And last year before it got shut down, they were the fucking top dogs too.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. But I think nationally, that's not necessarily the perception. So I'm curious to how bracketology is going to work out. So we're going to start doing that next week or the week after?
Next week.
Next week,
'Cause
yeah.
there's
Yeah, because it's got to be
conference.
turned in. Yeah, sure, yeah. We got to start turning them in next week. So the dropped.
I mean, they're a big team. I mean, they got they got great bigs on there. They've got they're loaded. I mean, you look at what that team is on there, especially.
Dude, there's 3 NBA players on that squad.
Yeah, there's probably 2 lottery picks on that squad.
Right.
Again, at least 2 on there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, man. So yeah, I don't know what it's wild how that works too, right? How it doesn't seem like the correlation like with sports, right? Gonzaga doesn't even have a football team, right? So, or do they? And you just never hear. I don't think they have one.
I don't think they do, or they do. They're like a Division 2.
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
it's like it's wild how basketball is so much different.
He's again one of the power forward on there. But yeah, I really love his Suggs, the guard there. I mean, a bigger guard too.
Yep.
He's 6'8", like 215. So he's 6'4", 205. He's just so silky smooth.
Yes.
It's like you go, okay, dude is just. Again, if we can't get the kid from Oklahoma State for the Pistons on there, then I want Suggs.
Yeah, there you go.
I know you got Killian Hayes, but you know what? Again, you can't have too many really good guards.
No, not the way the league's played now. Sure.
No,
you really can't.
Yeah. I mean, they can play combo guards or whatever.
Yep. Well, yeah, because you
Killian
get.
will play the point, and maybe you get.
Well, small ball works. You only really need a big when you start getting down into the finals, the conference finals and stuff. Is when a big becomes like more crucial. We've kind of seen that. Like small ball work all year long. It's just a matter of making some adjustments. A little bit in the playoffs, but.
It's great to see you on there. So I mean, I'm looking forward to this tournament on there. Again, I think this is going to be one wild and crazy ride this year. I mean, with the way the Seoul situation was, you could definitely see some mid-major sneaking up and getting to an Elite Eight.
Sure.
No problem. We'll see again what goes out of the conference championships. I mean, there'll be guys you say, they're not going to even get in, and they'll play themselves into the damn thing. Oakland almost did it themselves.
Right.
Last night they came short of Cleveland State, who was definitely the best team in the Horizon League on there. But again, great job coaching by Campy in that. And again, I think UD is going to be one of those teams too. It's come if he stays long enough on there. This UD is going to be a pretty good team to watch too out of the Horizon League.
That'd be nice.
Which is great. The Horizon League was actually pretty good to watch this year. If you even caught
well, and they've had a pretty decent history here and there. I mean. UD has done well, Oakland Grizz, they've done well. Other teams have done well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing UD back again.
What are you kicking him out?
Yeah, there was he's like a backstabbing weasel face, and he thought he was gonna do something, but he got caught slipping. Yeah. So. One of those storylines, but he is this guy here is the quintessential heel. I mean, he's in character all the time. He even says stuff to kids when he probably shouldn't, and it's pretty funny. And he even does it on Twitter and his social media and everything, and he's fucking hilarious. He is actually the best heel. That they have. So. I don't know what happened. I went black. They must be doing some gimmick.
Yeah.
The screen goes out. Oh. And then he's got his crew. So now we got 2 factions going on here. So I don't know what just happened. I'll have to watch it later. But there's a bunch of guys busting each other up with. Oh, somebody got hit with a bottle.
A sugar glass.
Yes. I hope so. That shit would hurt.
So we got right now, let's see, in the ACC tournament, North Carolina's taking care of Notre Dame. They're up by 16. In the Big 12, Oklahoma is just started against Iowa State. They're up by 6. Syracuse destroyed NC State, so it's going to be interesting on there. And we got the Big Ten tourney pretty much really get wrapped up here tomorrow. State facing Maryland. I think Maryland is like a 1.5 or 2 point favorite.
Oh, wow.
I mean, so we'll see what happens. I mean, if State plays like they did on Sunday, great. If they play like they did against the last time Maryland, they're going to get smoked by 20.
All right. All right. We
They
shall
lose
see.
by 20, they're done.
Yes.
NIT, baby. I don't even know if they'll make it because the NIT's like going to like 16 teams this year. So
Yeah, because they want to keep it to a minimum, sure. Wow. All right. What's any notable games coming up this week for for the people that we should be watching?
I would definitely kick in to watch some of the, again, obviously the Big Ten tourney.
Yeah.
Watch that because it is the best conference in college
It
basketball.
do. We talked about it last week. I just feel like that's Murderer's Row right there.
It is Murderer's Row. And again, us and Detroit columnist Bob Wanowski caught shit from Barstool because he says, hey, if Gonzaga played in the Big Ten, they would not be undefeated.
No, I don't think
And,
so either.
and everybody goes, "Oh!"
Well, I don't think so either because it's just the
It's
night in and night out of just
I mean,
playing that
come
kind
on.
of competition. Yeah, I agree.
mean, Iowa's got bigs. Michigan's got bigs. Illinois' got bigs. Purdue's got bigs. Ohio State's got bigs.
Yeah.
Dude, this is murder. This is the toughest conference on there, hands
Sure.
down, top to bottom on there.
Sure.
There's getting when you're playing back to back on it, you go, Jesus, you're gonna have an off night.
All right.
Now, will I say are they gonna be 500? No. They'll
No.
probably lose
No.
3. They may
All
lose
right.
2 to 3 games in the Big Ten if they
Sure,
played.
sure.
But I'm not saying they're not great team. They are a great team.
Yeah,
They're the
no,
best team in basketball.
I was about
But
to
don't
say we
tell
just
me-
got done with that. Yeah, we just got done glossing the shit out of them.
I would say definitely watch that and probably the Big 12.
so. It's college basketball.
College basketball. I would watch college. Again, watch the tourneys, baby.
Yep.
Weather's
That's
going
where
to
it's
be
at.
okay on this weekend.
Get your
a little cooler.
bracketology together for next week because we're going to
Yeah.
get into that next week.
And, you know, Barb from accounting, kiss my ass.
Well, you know it's going to happen. She's going to go through and she's going to pick her.
She's gonna pick the freaking things by their. Oh, I like the uniforms. I like the
yeah,
colors. I like
like
the nicknames.
Yeah, it's so cool. I don't know where's
Bother making a final word. Kiss my ass. Brad Stevens is no longer there.
They
They'll
just.
get there. Fuck.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling, isn't it? So we'll have our bracket of integrity next week. It probably be a disaster. Mine's always busted early.
Yes.
Something always happens. There's always that upset that you just can't quite get. So we'll see how that plays out. Jeez Louise, guys, enjoy it. Like I said, I think we're getting light towards the end of the tunnel here. Like it's the weather in our neck of the woods. The weather's changing, and I know we're gonna have a little cold snap coming here in a minute. But we're getting more daylight, and things are going to a positive note. So sports are gonna get better.
Daylight saving starts on Sunday, so it'll be getting dark like almost like at 8 o'clock at night now.
Yes, it'll be nice. I like it. So hang in there, guys. We're getting there. We're getting closer and closer to normalcy. Maybe one day we will all get to a game again instead of just watching them on TV. In the meantime, guys, please be good to each other. I love y'all. We'll see you next time.
Peace out, brothers.
Peace.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground